Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janette Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with this show.
Janette Peterson claims she lost work as an actress after her boyfriend's daughter gave her a bad haircut out of spite. Brittany Michaels says she doesn't owe anything because she never said she was a professional.
Ms. Peterson, you are suing Ms. Michaels for $2,800 in damages that you say are her fault. What's going on?
Well, she deliberately inflicted trauma on myself and my career by knowingly giving me a haircut that would ruin a decades-long career that I'd built up. I'm an actress, and my hair, my face, this is my livelihood, and she knowingly tarnished all of that for me.
How do you two know each other?
She's the daughter of my boyfriend.
And how long had you known each other before you asked her to cut your hair, I guess?
About 4 months.
And did you two like each other? Did you get along? What was the situation there?
I am in love with her father,
Okay.
my boyfriend, and to that end, I always have wanted to be in both of his children's good graces. His son and I have always gotten along. She and I's relationship has admittedly always been tense. I've wanted it to be better.
So why did you ask her, what do you do for a living?
So I go to cosmetology school right now.
Okay, so you studying to do this,
Yes.
and why did you ask her to cut your hair?
So her father and mother both invited me over to their family Thanksgiving at the request of...
How long had your parents been divorced at that Thanksgiving?
They weren't.
They were not divorced, but they were separated. And her mother
Were they
knew of this.
separated?
Not to my knowledge. They did not tell me. I had found out about it before, but they were still putting on the front that they were together, and she was just a family friend.
That had been...
Wait, both your parents did that?
Yes.
Both your parents? Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I'm 18.
How old is your brother?
He's 10.
Both your parents brought her, dad's new girlfriend, into the house saying, this is our friend.
Yeah.
Your mom was fine with that.
She wanted to put up the front that she was fine, but my dad was cheating. They were going through a rough patch, and...
Was your mom hoping to salvage the marriage?
Okay, pause again. Would you be okay with your parents' new partner showing up at dinner unannounced and then pretending everything's normal? Let us know in the comments, because that emotional tension has consequences. This wasn't just about bad vibes between two women. This was emotional warfare. And when you add in denial, a messy separation, and a 10-year-old sibling caught in the middle, suddenly, this case starts to feel less like small claims court, and more like a Netflix docuseries.
By letting girlfriend in?
She doesn't talk to me about it.
All right.
It's difficult, obviously.
Does a 10-year-old now know? Well, now he knows. That,
Yeah, now my parents are divorced, and she's living with my dad.
So this is happening, okay, so it's Thanksgiving, and you think she's a family friend, or by now you're figuring it out?
By now, I know. I did a little snooping, and I read my mom's diary because I knew that they were having issues, and this lady would just...
No, there's a flip on, my mother read my diary all the time. There's a little interesting twist. So you read your mother's diary, and you found out.
I found out. She didn't know about it originally, but she'd found out about it and then wanted to keep the front that they were still together.
Okay, I got it. All right. So it's Thanksgiving. You're supposed to be a family friend. You know that she's not 10, so she...
No, she was 18.
And you figured out that she'd figured it out, right?
I didn't. I didn't
Well,
know
why did you think your relationship with her was rocky then?
I mean, I understand why any 18-year-old girl wouldn't automatically get along with a random young woman being brought into her family home. I mean, it's a weird situation.
By the way, what's the age difference between you two?
I'm 35.
Okay,
It was
so
at
go on.
her mother's request that we maintain this front, pretend all is platonic, but normalize my presence in the lives of her children by sort of having me interact with them before the separation was finalized.
It's so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, we were spending it with my boyfriend's mother, her grandmother. She was asking her granddaughter what she's been up to at school, what she's thinking about for her future. She talked about how she's really interested in cosmetology and has been taking classes in it and sometimes has practiced on her friends. Grandma was asking, you know, what do you have to do to get licenses and all the rest? She explained she needed to get real clients as opposed to just wigs. I mentioned, you know, if you ever need someone, you could give me a small trim and shape my hair practice. I was trying to get in her good graces.
Good graces. Now, your hair was very long.
Yes, very long down to my chest.
So what did you ask her to do?
Cut off an inch or so. Just shape it, cut off the dead ends, you know, shape it very little.
Shape it is very different from trimming.
Let's break this down. Janette had waist-length hair, her signature look. She clearly asked for a tiny trim. But shaping and trimming? Completely different ballgame. Shaping involves skill, vision, and trust. Now here's where it gets spicy. Did Janette actually say the word shape as a peace offering, or was it misinterpreted, deliberately? Language in court matters. The difference between trim and shape could mean the difference between a mistake and premeditation.
The dead ends.
Trimming the dead ends.
Shaping requires talent and skill and experience.
No,
so
we specified.
Did you say
less
the word
than 2
shape,
inches.
yes or no?
Yes, but we also specified less than 2 inches.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
I didn't believe it happened. I reached back. I mean, it's shocking when you go to a salon and they cut like a couple inches more than you wanted. I've never had my hair short in my life.
No, I've never had my hair cut by a high school student whose dad I was involved with.
And later,
I met my half-sister when I was 16.
Okay.
My mother had left my father and I and started a new life and started a new family.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Janette Peterson, who is suing Brittany Michaels for a haircut gone wrong.
Okay, so then what happened?
We went into the bathroom. She was acting friendlier than usual. We talked more during that time than we had in the whole past few months. And then she leaned over and whispered, "I hope you love this haircut as much as I love my parents." At which point I heard a snip and I felt this huge weight just drop off from my neck. And at that point it sort of became a blur. I didn't believe it happened. I reached back. It's shocking when you go to a salon and they cut like a couple inches more than you wanted. I've never had my hair short in my life.
No, I've never had my hair cut by a high school student whose dad I was involved with. That's never happened to me either. All right, so my dear, the question in everyone's mind is, what did you do?
So I was taking vocational classes in high school. I had no experience cutting real hair besides...
She'd cut her
Yeah, but how
friend's
much
hair.
experience do you need to not go on purpose?
I was trying to even it out. I really didn't have practice with that before. I'd started with the wigs.
She said she practiced
Stop
on her friends.
interrupting her. Go ahead.
I cut bangs for my friends. It's completely different than shaping somebody's hair.
Shaping it, we're not.
I didn't even know where to
I'm going to need the word shaping to drop from this courtroom because
I didn't know how.
Clearly you can't shape her hair, but
Yes.
it's one thing to not know how to shape her hair well, and it's another thing to go, I hope you like this haircut as much as, I hope you love this haircut as much as I love my parents, and snip really high, and basically, do you have a picture of how your hair looked beforehand and how it looked after?
Yes.
Let's see it.
So this is my hair beforehand, and then these are the new headshots that I have to get after I went to a salon after she cut it to fix.
Did you take any pictures of how it looked when she cut it?
God, no.
Okay.
I refuse
I would
any
love
pictures.
that, though. So that's how your hair looked beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So did you do it on purpose?
She told me to cut off the dead ends, and I did. I did what she asked. She asked for a haircut. I gave her a haircut.
Did you cut
She
it?
knows what she did.
Did you cut off an enormous chunk of her hair because she's coming in between your parents and ruining your life?
I cut her hair too much. But
Mama, I can be here all day. I have to be here. You don't have to be here all day. You know exactly what I'm asking you.
And I
did it on purpose.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
How did it feel for you to realize that your mom, for you and your...
Let's zoom in on the real tragedy here. Brittany, just 18, is already cut off from her dad because of the choices he made. Now she's in court facing the woman who disrupted her home, her family traditions, and maybe even her emotional stability. And let's be honest, therapy's no punchline. Divorce trauma is real. And when adults force kids into these emotionally loaded, pretend everything's fine performances, the damage isn't just in haircuts. It's in trust, in identity, in healing.
Brother's benefit was suffering the incredible humiliation and indignity of having your father's mistress, because they were still married, not only come into the family fold, but come to Thanksgiving.
I do go to therapy for it. I don't talk to my dad anymore.
You do? Now you don't even talk to your dad?
No contact with him right now.
He reaches out every week. She doesn't respond.
Of course not.
He's dating you.
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. You think she's doing something wrong? She's angry. She is very mad that not only did her father cheat on her mother, but her father brought... By the way, what's the age difference between you and dad? 20, 30?
10.
You waltz in, you break up the marriage. Yeah, it's upsetting to her. Yeah. And so maybe she doesn't want to talk to dad. And dad then says, I know what we'll do. I'll shove her in your face, Mom, all day long, because that's what's best for the kids.
I just wanted to say I am also a child of divorce. My mom didn't do this weird thing where she pretended her lovers weren't her boyfriends. I knew what was going on. If it had been up to me and I was the one making the parenting choices of what to tell her, she's 18. I figured she would probably know something was going on.
I'm sorry, stop. It is up to you. You engage in the facade as well. I mean, it's bad on Mom's part. It's bad on your part. It's unforgivable on Dad's part, which is why she's not forgiving him yet. All right? Oh, how do we get to the 2,800? Give me the
As soon as she cut my hair, I had to fully get it redone and shaped so it looked nice and passable.
So you got a haircut, and that costs how much?
$400.
Okay.
Then I had to get new headshots immediately because in this industry, you can't book
in this industry, what they're going to do is say, I need a woman with long blonde hair.
Right.
And that's not who you are anymore, so you have to get new headshots. And what did that cost you?
$1,200.
Okay.
The makeup artist for all of that was also $200.
Right.
And then following that, I have been in therapy since then due to not booking almost anything.
So the 18-year-old whose life you ruined put you in therapy over a haircut. Another $1,000 over the $1,800 that you spent.
Yes.
That's how you get to the $2,800.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got to tell you, first of all, she clearly did it on purpose. I have no question. So in my head, I'm saying, all right, let's she's got to get recompense for what was clearly an assault on her hair. All right, so I got to say, I'm going to just go with your figure. I'm going to go with that $2,800. But then I'm going to go to this side, and I'm going to say, what has this child been through? What does this 18-year-old live through because you're prancing around having an affair with her father and then pretending to be somebody that you're not and then, destroying her family life and her mother? Well, I think that's worth at least $2,800. So the net judgment in this case is going to be $0.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant.
That final line from Brittany? I won this case, and I'm going to win my dad back too. Wow. That's not just a legal win, it's a personal declaration. But is she healing, or doubling down on a toxic dynamic? This case may be over, but the emotional wounds are far from healed. And the ripple effects, on Janette, Brittany, and everyone else caught in the middle, will last way longer than this courtroom episode. What's your verdict on that final statement?
The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
I won this case, and I'm going to win my dad back too.
I hope you treat your future clients better than you treated me.
Coming up.
And what evidence did they have that your kids were involved?
My kids were not involved, so the evidence is that they were...
How do you know? You weren't there either. Neither one of you were there.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Joshua Hanks claims he came out of his pocket for property damage after his half-sister and her children stayed with him and destroyed a fence. Diana Vicks says her kids didn't participate in the vandalism, so she's not responsible.
Okay, Mr. Hanks, you are suing your half-sister, Ms. Vicks, for $1,496 in moving expenses and fines you were charged, which you say are the fault of her children.
Yes,
Talk
Your
to
Honor.
me. Tell me what's going on here.
Your Honor, today I'm just seeking to be reimbursed for the expenses that I paid for the damages, as you said, to the property that I live at and the moving expenses.
Okay, why don't you tell me what happened? The two of you have, you didn't grow up together, right? Like you discovered each other a little further on in the game?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did that work out?
I met my half-sister when I was 16.
Okay.
My mother had left my father and I and started a new life and started a new family. And she had two more
Do
children.
you have a relationship with your mother now?
A distant relationship,
Okay.
Your Honor.
But you end up finding out that she started another family, and she is the daughter in that other family. Do you have a relationship with your mother?
I do, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you discover each other and you try to have a relationship. At some point in the game, you need housing, correct?
Yes.
And why was that?
So I got a job offer in Atlanta, which is where he lives, and I have two children who are 9 and 12 who I provide for. I'm a single mother, and so I asked if I could stay with him for a couple weeks while I secure some housing.
How long did you end up living there?
2 weeks.
Coming up,
My lease was going to be up in 2 months.
Right.
And he notified me that I shouldn't bother renewing it. I got this basically.
Right, and the
eviction
reason for
notice.
that is what?
It was a third strike for me.
Okay.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Joshua Hanks, who is suing his half-sister Diana Vicks for property damage.
Apparently something went wrong at the building, and it was a strike 3 for you. So tell me what went wrong.
Well, Your Honor, she has two children, one 9 and
You
one.
knew that when you let her stay with you, though, right?
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
that's your niece and nephew, or?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. My niece and nephew befriended some of the neighbor children, so they
Okay.
would play outside. And while they were playing, they came across a fence that was starting to fall apart, but hadn't quite fallen apart completely.
Okay.
So the kids all got together and they tore the whole fence down.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, this was seen by my Randall Property Management. They witnessed this and they confronted the kids. They tracked down the parents, the homes of these children at the complex, and then we were all given a portion to pay of the fence.
How much?
This is a classic, he said, she said, with no receipts. The plaintiff is trying to hold his half-sister accountable for property damage, based solely on word of mouth. No photos. No written statements. No witness testimony. Just hearsay. In court, that's not enough. Judge Milian cuts right through the noise and drops a legal bomb. Unless you've got evidence, solid, admissible evidence, you don't have a case. A powerful reminder for anyone thinking about filing a claim without a paper trail.
We were all given invoices. My invoice right here is for $250.
And what evidence did they have that your kids were involved?
My kids were not involved, so the evidence is that they
How
were...
do you know? You weren't there either.
My kids
Neither one of
told
you
me.
were there. Does anybody have any evidence from somebody who was there? Are the kids here? Do you have an affidavit from your building who claimed to have witnessed her kids? Because, in other words, just because the kids were, according to you, your kids were standing there watching.
They were.
No, you don't know. That's just what your kids tell you.
My kids are trustable people. I believe them.
Sometimes they say whatever doesn't get them in trouble.
Sure.
Right? Have you noticed that?
Every once in a while, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you have any evidence from the landlord?
Just verbal confirmation from Mr. James Randall.
Yeah,
who-
but
who
that's
runs
what we
Randall.
call hearsay in court. Do you have anything in writing from him?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
I do
so
not.
tell me what happens then. They bill you $200 and something, but the problem for you is really, the bigger problem is that they said we're not renewing your lease.
Yes, Your Honor. I was asked to come to the office, and I was giving a non-renewal of lease form,
Right.
saying my lease was going to be up in 2 months.
Right.
And he notified me that I shouldn't bother renewing it. I got this basically.
Right, and the
eviction
reason for
notice.
that is what?
It was a third strike for me.
Okay.
Judge Milian's verdict. when Justice for the People returns.
The situation that we have is that someone told you the kids are responsible, and there's no direct evidence in my courtroom that the kids actually were responsible. And even if they were, they'd be responsible for the fine, not responsible for the third strike, because you had your own 2 strikes before that. So I have a situation here where someone told you her kids were responsible, and yet there's no direct evidence in my courtroom about whether the kids were responsible or not. I can't hold her responsible for your fine, much less your fine and your moving expenses on the testimony that is before me. Verdict in this case for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
2 cases, 0 payouts, but so many lessons. From sabotaged hair to broken fences, today's courtroom drama wasn't just about money. It was about family, truth, and emotional fallout. Judge Milian reminded us that facts matter, but so does fairness. Whether it's a snip heard round the world or kids caught in chaos, justice isn't always pretty, but it sure is powerful. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Until next time, stay sharp.